This is a main event match that you have seen before. But this is a main event match that each and every time we see these two men collide, we see something different, something more spectacular. With great anticipation, we await Dean Malenko's appearance here, the WCW Cruiserweight Champion. The man who has, for 3 times in his short span in WCW, held the Cruiserweight belt, Dream. Did I say
What?
Dream? Brain. Sorry.
Sorry, take a look. These are alligator shoes, not rented dirty cowboy boots with metal muffins on them.
I'm sorry, I just...
Call me Dream.
Didn't mean that. Didn't mean to insult my good friend Dusty. I didn't mean to insult you like that.
Well, I'll accept your apology.
Rey
You
Mysterio,
get dinner tonight.
Rey Mysterio Jr., fresh off of an injury. Now, he received a knee injury not too long ago. They were discussing the fact that he may have to have knee surgery, but he is one of the toughest young men the sport has ever seen. And he will not let a twisted knee or a sore knee deter him from his chance of becoming Cruiserweight Champion. And he's got this match against Dean Malenko, and we are so proud to bring this to you on WCW Worldwide Wrestling.
You know, the more you look at him, he looks like an alien.
Who does?
Mysterio.
He does not look like an alien.
What does he look like to you?
Looks like a man from Mexico in a mask.
Looks like an alien to me.
Well, we'll continue this discussion and have our main event match in its entirety next on Worldwide.
This portion of WCW Worldwide Wrestling is brought to you by Slim Jim. When you need a little excitement, snap into a beefy, spicy Slim Jim.
It is time for the main event matchup here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling. The bell sounds, here we go. Malenko, Mysterio, they know each other so well here, Brain. And I think to be successful against the other man, 2 things have to happen. You have to be, number 1, on top of your game. And number 2, maybe you can come up with a new move that surprises us and your opponent as well, because they know each other so well.
And you know, I've seen them wrestle on numerous occasions, and every time you watch them, you see something new. One tries to outdo the other one with a new move.
Handspring and Mysterio. Not only that, not only are they rivals as far as the Cruiserweight Championship is concerned, if you ask Mysterio who is the number 1 man he wants to wrestle and beat, he'll say Malenko, with or without the belt. Malenko says the same thing about Rey Mysterio Jr.
Well, there's so much competition and competitiveness between these two. And Malenko snatched his mask a while back, and that didn't sit well with Mysterio.
And you know, that was not as up, and look at this. Trying to escape, and he did, does Mysterio. Incredible. Look at both men go. 1, 2.
He was close.
He hooked the leg and pressed him right down. Small package. 1, 2. Got a 2 count. Up on top, Mysterio.
Oh.
Hello, Matt. A roll up. 1, 2. Almost got him there.
Oh, there's 4 moves there I haven't seen before.
Absolutely right, but
Never fails.
each man was able to counter, and the fans love this action. It's what makes the Cruiserweight division what it is in our sport. Up. Over the top. He tried a clothesline. He was caught by Mysterio, and now Mysterio in a tough spot.
Oh!
Hello, Gutbuster.
That's gonna hurt.
And you know, the fans boo Malenko because he's called the Iceman, no emotion, is really not that personable of a guy, not compared to Mysterio, who's just a wonderful young man.
Oh, he's
But
just wonderful.
he is. He's a great young man. Here's a
Great
pickup.
young man.
He's from Tijuana.
Nice
Down he goes.
hometown.
Well, there's some great places in Tijuana along the beach there. 1, 2. Bet you didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't. I haven't spent a whole lot of time south of the border.
Anyway, here's a 1, 2, trying to get the win again. Nevertheless, Malenko is not a bad guy. He's a pretty good guy. It's just his demeanor, and he's not that friendly, not that warm, has caused fans to boo him. But really, Malenko's a serious businessman. Snapmare takeover, and I go back now as he hooks on a head scissors. I go back to the point back when he stole the mask of Rey Mysterio Jr. He did that for a reason. It's not because he's a bad guy, but he said, here, I've got something you want, your mask. You have something I want, the belt.
He just took matters into his own hands and did it his way.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. And you know, the fans, they expect Malenko to smile slap their hands, sign their autographs, pet their kids on the head. He's not a politician. He's a wrestler. He doesn't have to talk to the humanoid fans. He doesn't have to talk to the kids. He doesn't have to talk to the women or anybody. He gets paid for getting in that ring and winning. So the people don't like it, tough.
Our look at the great crowd on hand. Good to have you with us wherever you are. I'm sure you're enjoying this cruiserweight matchup. Cruiserweight champion Malenko and top contender Rey Mysterio Jr. going at it. There's a knee to the midsection. Of course, Malenko, we talk so much about second-generation wrestlers. His father, the great Malenko, truly one of the finest wrestlers and managers the sport's ever seen. And that time he just shrugged him off. But also Malenko was a pretty ornery guy as well. He was not...
he was mean.
He was mean, 1, 2, and a lot of the boos you could hear were basically handed down from good old Dad.
He inherited boos.
Yes, he did.
No, his dad, there's no doubt about it, was one vicious, tough guy. Very, very tough in that ring. A lot of people didn't want to wrestle him. A lot of people wanted him to manage him.
I remember when the great Malenko was the manager of the Masked Superstar, and he used tactics like taking cigars and poking them in guys' eyes. He would do anything it takes to win.
I managed the Masked Superstar at one time, too.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
A pickup. Down.
And he told me Malenko was a very demanding man.
Of course he was.
Very demanding.
And, of course, there's a lot of demands. Here's a cover down. 1, 2, and Mysterio kicks out. A lot of demands that Dean puts on himself, and you can see it by his conditioning. He's in great shape. Each move with authority. He puts a lot of pressure on himself, and that's demands handed down by the family.
Trained by his father and the great Carl Gotch.
Pick up. 1, 2. Carl Gotch.
Yes.
He didn't train Dean.
Of course he helped train him.
Carl Gotch? Maybe Carl Gotch's ghost did.
Oh, not the Carl Gotch from 1905, the European wrestler Carl Gotch. You've heard of him.
No, no one else has.
Well, then
there are people who are on the internet type up the stuff you say. They don't know Carl Gotch. Well, those people don't know much of anything anyway, but they don't know Carl Gotch anyway.
I'm talking to an unarmed man here. I'm working without a net. Mysterio will eventually be able to scratch parts of his body he didn't think he could reach before.
I'd like to be able to do that. Stretching the arm now.
Ask him, maybe he'll let you.
No, forget it. And Mark Curtis checking in.
Pull back till the mask comes off. You can squeeze him out of that mask.
No, you can't.
Sure.
He's got a pin here. 1, 2.
Yeah, he exploded out of that. The fans chanting, "Let's go, Ray." Oh!
And he almost responded. He almost went into the stands with him, didn't he?
You want him? Here he is.
Here he is. That's right. Now, Mysterio moving slowly here.
Did Ray call?
Did Ray call? No. Ray who?
Not Ray who. Hooray! I get him all the time. Child's play.
Malenko, boy, oh boy. Malenko to the attack again. There's a forearm shot. Malenko is not focused on the knee of Mysterio. He is basically what he has tried to do is what Malenko always tries to do, and that is to, now he's working on the leg and stomping all over the body. He has tried to win the match. He has attempted many, many pins, and that's one of the great attributes of Dean Malenko.
Well,
getting there and trying to win it.
That's his job to win. He's a businessman. That's what he's there for. Oh, my. Oh.
He landed on the top.
Oh.
That's incredible.
I've never seen that in my life.
2. Didn't get him, though.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What balance and agility. Standing switch.
What luck.
Well, yes, that too. A reversal of a standing switch. 1, 2. And he almost pinned him there as well.
I don't believe what I'm seeing here.
It's incredible wrestling. Drop toe hold, one of the greatest matches these two men have ever had.
I remember Dusty doing that move that Mysterio did once.
Oh, yeah, I bet you do.
Well, I was down on the bottom rope,
1, 2, and barely getting out of it is Malenko one more time. This is incredible. Follows the man in. Up on top again. Moonsault, and nobody home.
Ray got the Bengay.
But the WCW on the mat. 1, 2, 3. It was a mistake that leads to a win for Dean Malenko.
Taking nothing away from the masked man, Rey Mysterio Jr. It could have gone either way. Maybe 100, 200 different times. Look at him.
All business. Doesn't have much to say to anyone, not even the cameras. Dean Malenko sees an open window, the window, a mistake by Rey Mysterio Jr., and brings home another victory. The Cruiserweight champion reigns again, Brain.
Dean Malenko in the corner. Nails Mysterio with both feet. Look at this. This throws him up in the air, and he lands like a cat. Lands like a cat, and then comes off the top rope. Goes to the pin, didn't get it. Watch Malenko here. Watch Malenko. He gets out of the way, lands there right on his tum-tum, and it's academic. The 1, 2, 3 for the Cruiserweight champion, Dean Malenko. Wow.